genuine question. Have you ever I have a cold. Nobody's gonna be. Oh, I have a cold. Oh, I have a cold. I have a cold.
Just let her be her. It's okay.
What you said?
All right. Shh. Let's talk about all the. Thank you. Let's talk about all the properties. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about all the property that you need to know for things, but there are a couple that are more important than the other one. This one's super easy. It's integration from A to A of f of x. Oh, sorry. I'm hallucinating. It's okay, don't do drug. Don't do drug, kid. All right, so from integration from A to A, that's C equal to what? 0, because there's no error under the curve. Okay? Now, second property that's super important. So integration from, instead of to B to A, so I have like something like this. I can change the boundary. The boundary is interchangeable. So you can change it. So for example, the B is a higher number, and I don't like the B on the bottom as a higher number. I'm gonna change it. And if you prefer to be this way, A to B of f of x dx, but you need a minus sign in the front. So if you change the boundary, you're gonna be a negative sign in the front. Okay, Jesus, copy that. Very important.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so now only that is one thing I will tell you is prefer. I will say always prefer the lower number here. Lower number. So if you got -2 and 1, you prefer -2 on the bottom, right? Because I prefer the lower bound is to be negative. Now, it's a have to be? No, but it's easy for you to think about orientations. What do you mean by orientation? So if you have let's say if you have a graph like this, right, is above x-axis, this just gonna be positive, right? If you're going from left to right, from low bound to high bound, has to be from low to high, okay? Now you can also have this, whatever the graph is below x-axis, like this. So even though the area cannot be negative, but integral can. So in this case, the integral between this f of x between 0 to 2 of dx is going to be -2 because it's below x-axis. One's above x-axis, one's below x-axis. But put in mind, it has to be from 0 to 2, not 2 to 0. Okay, so it has to be low to high. Is that okay? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Is it good? Okay.
How is it two?
Because this is one space. This is a half. It's a half. So it's 2. Yeah. If it's a below x-axis, even though you're gonna say, oh yeah, that's area cannot be negative, but integral can. Integral value can be negative because of below x-axis. We had to dictate a sign. That's gonna be, if it's a below x-axis, it's gonna be negative. You understand so far? Also, the old definite integral property still exists. So, for example, if you have a and b of k f of x, that could be k integration a to b of f of x dx. This still worked like before. So now you just have a boundary. And this still also work if you have a to b of f of x. It could be plus minus g of x. And dx is equal to integration from a to b of f of x dx plus a to b of f g of x. Now it doesn't work with multiplication, only work with addition and subtraction. So only work with addition and subtraction. You cannot be multiply does not work. So those are two basic properties. Understood?
What about the minus?
Yes, you do need a minus sign here because it's plus minus. Armin, that's what you're trying to say?
So you can still swap it.
You cannot. What do you mean swap?
Like
You can, yes. But you just have to put a negative sign in front if you swap. But I prefer to, if you already have low to high, then just keep it that way because you just say if the above x-axis is positive, it's below x-axis is negative. Yes, no, neither.
the bound like on one side, would it like change it for both of them or just one of them the sign?
Both of them.
And then okay.
If you switch sign, but you also have to switch both signs too. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about a function have, let's just say if you have, let's say this is a, this is b, and this is a c here. Integration of a to b of f of x dx is equal to what? Can you tell me what's integration a to b of f of x dx according to this graph? Yes. Yep. Does that make sense? It just means the area under the curve is this part. Let's just say we have area under the curve is from here to here. The whole thing is a purple. So this is a to b, right? Is equal to, well, is equal to the green plus the red, right? Does that make sense? Because the a to c is the half of area and the c to b is another half. You add up to be the whole area. Is this okay? This is called additive interval property. There's a name. Pretty common on AP exam. Okay, additive interval property. So I'm gonna write down as purple equal to the green plus red. Okay, is that okay? I'll color code this for you so that way you can see it. Fairly easy. Okay, so let's talk about even and odd function. This is for a high level students. So even function. For integration from a to negative, from negative a to positive a of f of x dx is equal to 2 times integration from 0 to a of f of x dx. Armin's nodding his head because he understands the idea of even function. So anybody don't understand the idea of even function, raise your hand. Okay. So Liam, even function just means like a parabola, like x squared, or absolute value of x. Yeah, it's same from the left and right. It's symmetry to y-axis. So a good example of even function is like absolute value is probably the easiest one. So let's say, yeah, this is the negative a, this is the a. So if you have this area of the red one, you can also say is 2 times the green one. Area from the red the area of the red is equal to 2 times the green. 2 times the green. Does that make sense if you're green on the right side? The other color. Wrong color coding. Wait, I'm trying to do green, right? What the hell am I doing? So the area of the red whole thing is equal to 2 times the green because they're symmetrical. Got it? So that's if a function's even. Even, that means you have symmetry to y-axis. X squared plus 1 is even function. Now, what if it's odd? Well, a good example, odd function is like x cubed. Well, just x. So this area and this area, they offset each other, right? One is negative. The integral value is going to be negative. One of them is positive. So integration between negative a to a of f of x is equal to what? 0. Very intuitive. The left side, the negative area is equal to the right side area. Then they kind of offset each other. Negative 2 plus 2 equal to 0. If a function is even. Sorry. Offset, yeah. The red and offset of blue. Yes? Yeah, you can negative integral values and positive integral value, they can subtract each other. It's not negative area. There's no such a thing as negative area, but you can get negative value on the integral because they're below x-axis. Neil, does that make sense? All right, so let's talk about those questions. Okay, so I want you to do is I want you to take a picture of this function.
Stream both of your hair.
Yeah, we're straight.
So let's talk about this. I have this function, we call it f(x). All the curve there, there's a curvy line there, they're all quarter circle curve. They're not like something crazy. It's very easy to evaluate. Now the first question I'm going to ask is, I'm going to ask some students start with this. What's integration from -7 to -6?
Are we trying to find out which one the graph is?
No, I'm trying to find out the
last. No, it's -1. We don't have the graph right now. But it's going down. No, that one.
A. All I need is make sure you find the integral between -7 and -6 f of x dx. So I'm gonna call on you guys. I'm gonna ask you what you guys know. Sometimes I'm just gonna smile at you. Doesn't mean you got it right or wrong. I'm gonna nod. Even you got it wrong, even you got it right, I'm gonna nod, but I'm gonna make you think. Okay, so from -7 to -6, I'm gonna start with Neil. 1. I'm gonna nod. It could be right, could be wrong. Jesus, what do you think? 1. Nizar, what do you think? You think it's also 1? He doesn't want to be like Jesus. Okay. Yeah, it's a correlative graph. Okay, so good. You guys all doing good. So that's 1. Fairly easy, right? Liam, does that make sense? Because that's just this area right here. And it's a rectangle is 2, then it's half. So it's 1. Okay, between -6 to -3. I'm gonna ask. You can take a picture of it. Take a picture of it. It's easier to take a picture of it, and you can always go back and look at it. Okay. Let's go with the suspended ping pong player. That's why he's suspended, because he can't figure out. I'm gonna nod. I'm gonna nod. Okay. I'm gonna ask Gabby, what do you think?
I don't really know, but maybe you said 3, so I'm gonna admit that I don't know. I'm doing it right now.
Okay. Kaden.
I'm gonna say -3 because it's underneath the x-axis.
I'm gonna nod too. Liam, what do you think? I think it's -3. Okay, so it is -3. The reason being is -3 is because it's below x-axis, and this has a base of 3. The height is 2, so it's 3 times 2 times half, so it's -3. Okay, good job. Good job so far. So how about C, between -2 to -3 of f of x dx? I'm gonna ask Misha. What do you think?
1/2.
1/2. I'm gonna nod. Ayla. Huh? -1/2. I'm gonna nod. Rylan, what do you think? -1/2. Okay, now what do you think?
-1/2.
-1/2. The answer is -1/2. The reason being is the boundary went from more positive to higher number to lower number. So you have to change the boundary from -3 to -2 of f of x. So now you can say that's above x-axis is 1/2. So it's gonna be -1/2.
Oh yeah. I was trying to figure out.
Okay, so D. D is from 0 to -2 of f of x dx. This one's kind of tricky.
You said
Um,
0 to -2?
0 to -2, yes.
Oh, I see it.
I'm gonna ask Kadian, what do you think? What? I cannot hear you. Pi? Okay. I don't know. They're not. Ethan, what do you think? -pi? Balin, what do you think?
Oh, wait. It's negative. 2 pi over 4 plus 2. It's negative. What?
I'm gonna nod as well. Gabby, what do you think?
2 pi over 2.
I got that.
Neo? -pi? Viola?
I said -5, but I think it's
What kind of confidence is that?
no, 100%.
Jenny?
-5.
Eli?
Negative pi minus 2. Oh, I forgot to make a negative.
-pi minus 2 is the correct answer.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the key. You had
So you gotta put a negative sign because it's negative. Now this one is 1, this one's 2, and this one's a radius of 2. So to be 2 times pi over 4, so it'd be pi. So that end up to be -pi plus 2, or -pi minus 2. 2 is right here.
negative pi plus or minus 3.
No, -pi minus 2 or negative parenthesis pi plus 2. Because this is 2 right here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, next one is a kind of challenging one. I think first period I got 3 people got right. Second period I got 3 people got it right. Third period I got 1 person got it right. Fourth period I got maybe 2 people got it right. Let's see how many people got it right. So E is integration between 0 to 2 f of x plus 3 parentheses dx. So see how well you guys do. Sorry. Hello? Yes. Yes. I was wondering, like, more of data. How do I know? Like, do I pay the club fee? I don't know how much it is. So that lasts 2 years. So can you check if I have it? Olympia High School. I know my Florida chapter number. I don't know my chapter number. Florida 3301. But I don't know if that's the same.
You got it right now.
Olympia High School in Olympia. So I had to pay again next January.
No,
Or this January, coming up January. Oh, I have to 2026. Okay, all right. And if I need to add member, how do I add? Yeah. But can I have my ID number? I don't remember what's 3133. So if I just type in 3133, it should be. Do I need a password or no? Oh, okay. All right. 3133. Got it. All right. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let me ask. Nidar. What'd you get?
And after realizing my mistake.
Okay. Misha. 10. Liam. 7. Okay. Connor. You completed lots. Okay. Okay. I respect that. Ethan. 10. Okay. Bernicia. 7. Kaden. Jesus. Fiona.
You're so cocky right now.
Oh shit. Yep.
11 over 2. Okay. Isla. 6. Okay. Gabby. 10. Benny, what'd you get?
10.
10. Okay, the answer is 10.
Right now it's a doctor.
So, integration of 0 to 2 f of x dx. I can break it up to 2 pieces. If I break up to 2 pieces, this one is gonna give you 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. But integration between 3, so that just means height is 3. And 0 to 2, that's equal to 6. So that's equal to 10.
I was like, well, you add 3 times 2 because it's an extra rectangle.
You can do that.
Yeah, so it's just
All right. F. Integration from 2 to 4 of f of x dx.
oh, anyway. Yeah, you would go above the circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
It's one with
Oh, yeah. So you oh, wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Liam, what you get? Neil, what do you think? Huh? All right, Aspen. Shh. Aspen, what do you think?
6 minus 5.
6 minus 5? Okay, 6 minus 5 is correct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
like if you're a group leader, don't tell the group people what you think the answer is. Let them think. Ask them what they are, what they got. But shh, don't be the one that telling them what you get, because if you telling them what they get, they stop thinking. You need to be able to ask them to think on their own. Just say, hey, what do you think the answer is? I got my answer, but what do you think the answer is? And then if they got different answer, then you can talk about the difference of answer. But don't tell them the answer that you have. Because if you told them the answer you have, they stop thinking. They just think that you're right because you're a group leader. But that's not entirely true. Sometimes it could be the non-group leader got it right. So you cannot just say, you know, but don't tell them the answer what you think, because they're gonna take priority of your answer over their own answers. Does that make sense, Armin? So don't tell them the answer. Yeah, you were like 6 minus pi, but don't tell them the answer. You got 6 minus pi on your own. But you don't tell them because you're not helping them if you just tell them. You want them to think about it because they're gonna take your answer as a priority. So you gotta think on your own. If you just maybe, like if Armin got it wrong and Gabby is not feel confident about the answer, they're gonna go with Armin's answer. But if they got their own answer, but what if Gabby got it right? Right? Because you are more confident about your answer, but some people not as confident, so they're gonna take your answer over. But just think on your own. Learn to think on your own. Get your own answer. Figure out your own thing, because that's more crucial. Like that's what I used to do. A long time ago, I used to like a smart student in the classroom. Like for example, like I don't know, like I used to do this. It's pretty bad, but I used to communicate with a smarter student. And I will tell them, says, whatever answer you got, +2. And so they will say their answer +2, and everybody's like, oh, okay, that 10's the answer, but the 8 is actually the answer. So you cannot follow everybody. You got to think on your own. I'm trying to say think on your own. It's going to be better. Okay, so between 2 to the 4, 6 minus pi. The reason why 6 minus pi is because it's impossible to find this area here. There's only ways to do this way and carve out the quarter circle. Okay, carve out the quarter circle. Now, this one's kind of hard. From 4 to 6. Everybody should think on their own. This one's kind of challenging.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I probably got this wrong, but at least some sort of
Okay, now what do you think?
Thinking, but I feel like you're supposed to like put the x back in for the 2x and just add like that. I don't know. Part of your answer. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the 2x.
Fiona, what do you think?
Then you have so it would be the interval between 4 and 6, and then CFX, and then plus the same thing.
Okay.
I think it's 8.
You think it's 8?
Why do you say it like that?
Neo, what do you think? 4? Gabby, what do you think? Okay, good. Alan? Ethan? Harmon? Eli?
This is 2x, so I'm.
Brendan?
Is it 56?
So I wasn't laughing at you. I was shocked at that.
That's a pretty big number. I like the confidence though. He's like, oh, I got it, I got it. Eli?
Is it 24?
24 is correct.
Wait, don't tell us why yet. Don't do it.
Well, you can actually split this up. And this is what we talked about yesterday. It's 2x. You get the trapezoid.
Yeah, it is capital.
So that will be end up to be like 20. So it'll be 24. Okay, what's the integration from 5 to 6 here?
Yeah, I got the trap.
What's the integration from 5 to 6? Oh, no, sorry, not 5 to 6. Sorry, from 6 to 9. From 6 to 9 to 6. 9 to 6. Nah, I read it wrong. This is a 9. From 9 to 6.
We just did. No, we didn't.
9 to 6, yes. Yeah, because integration 4 to 6 is a trapezoid from 2x. So it'll be 2 times 4 is 8. And 8 plus 12 is going to be 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So average your base is 10. The height is 2. So 10 times 2 is 20. Draw it out. You will see it. Last one is 1.5 is correct. Because there are some areas outside the other one, but it's negative, but the boundary is upside down. So it's going to be negative 3/2. Last question. This is a question. We might run out of time, but this is the question. So if I say integration from negative 2 to a 12 is f of x dx is 17, and integration from 12 to 8 of f of x is equal to 4. What's integration from negative 2 to 8 of f of x dx?
That's a good question.
I know, isn't it?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, 13. That's a good question.
The answer is
It's not 13?
it's 21.
Did you remind us before that you
So I write it out, right?
Oh, because I added.
So this is a 4. This is going to be what? -4, right? And if you move it to the other side, so this is 17 plus 4 is equal to -2 to 8 of f of x dx. So if I write the thing out, write an additive interval property, then now we get it right.
I knew the property.
I have a question about the other previous problem to get 24. I understood the first part from 4 to 6 to get 4, but I didn't understand the 2x part.
Because it's a 2x, so it's some type of like this, right?
Okay, yeah.
And that's from 4 to 6. How do we figure out 4? It's going to be 8. We figure out 6 is going to be 12. So we,
Oh, so you just put the y, you find the y values, and then you find the part in between them.
yeah, shove
I
it.
found a marker with no top, so I figured it's still good. So I figured
Oh my god.
Bullshit this shit. My son's gonna be so mad when he come in the room. He's gonna be like, "Dad, who's this?"
Who wrote that part? That blue marker one. Yeah, I did this right away because I wanted to have a marker. Dang. Oh, sorry, can you pull up the question before this one? I want to look at it again. Thanks.
Who did this shit?
Fine. Get a detective. Private investigator. Son's gonna be so mad. Come in the room. Daddy, who did this?
6 to 9.
What guy Brian?
6 to 9. One, 6. That's not 6. Same thing right there. 6.
Where did that
Six.
go? She just-
This is a good marker too. This is a good color.
We're 6 to 9.
It's a great color.
Yeah.
Try the other one. Just replace it with the one that's not.
Why is what
The one that's dying out. Or have the red one.
1, 2, 3.
Save the life of one little mother. I hate red.
But negative. Why? No, the
They try to take it. Oh shit, that's a big thing. I don't know where you do.
Oh, no.
It's like, why do our seniors have that? I mean, I'm gonna do. They just did a call. You called me out. Because you know, aren't here today. That's not even my fault, bro. I don't need to. I wanted my tea.
What?
See what happened to you. I got it.
What are you
Got mine.
draw?
He's gonna draw. Oh,
What's on your phone, Alex?
you can't see it. It's really beautiful. And shoes called the bank app. Why are you drawing like that? No, I
Never use a black burner.
Okay. Yeah, we all have to, I guess. Yeah, like, I was with that. Oh, no. He doesn't like me. Yeah. Let's see, but I don't really gonna, like, keep
After Christmas.
like, right after. Because I might, like, learn.
I don't really care. I have video.
Is it before January 25th? Drafting is a little hard. First thing would be drafting. The last two.